The story of l-Kifl, also referred to as Dhul-Kifl, is a bit of a mystery. There is not much information known or recorded, and a lot of debate as to whether he truly is a prophet. The literal meaning of l-Kifl is possessor of the fold. What we know about him is that he was a righteous man and company of the good, who was also extremely patient. This is based of two meanings of l-Kifl in the glorious Quran. Through association, he should also be considered a prophet. However, many other famous Quranic commentators like Imam Ibn Jarir refrained from making such deceived comments. Imam Ibn Jarir gives an account of Dhul-Kifl which provides some insight into the Prophet's life. When Al-Yasa grew old, he was looking to appoint a successor that could help guide the Israelites and needed someone with calm demeanor and a clear mind. He assembled a group of companions and set out three conditions which he believed would be a testament to great leader. The person who will be considered for my replacement is one who fasts year around during the day, remembers Allah Rabbul Izzah in prayer throughout the night, and must not ever lose his temper. A relatively unknown person who was held in contempt by the people stood up and offered himself for the job. Prophet Yesa asked him whether these three conditions were met. The man replied yes to all three, but for whatever reason, Yesa did not believe his claim and rejected him. After a few more days passed, Yesa gathered the group again and repeated if his condition were met, everyone remained seated beside the same man. Yesa, seeing his persistence, appointed the man to serve his depot. But to truly test the man will be asked a few people to try and persuade the man into doing something what would result in him being removed from being his depot. They all tried and they all failed. Then Iblis, Satan, offered his services to Al-Yasa, leave him to me, I will take care of him. The man and his point developed a routine which involved fasting during the day, making prayer, remembering Allah Rabbul Izzah throughout the night. In the afternoon, he would take a nap to rejuvenate himself. Iblis decided to disturb the man right before his afternoon nap by knocking at the door and begging to be let in, saying, I am an old taunt man. Iblis was welcomed in and began to ramble on about the cruelty and injustice which he suffered. He stretched the story so long that no time was spared for the man's daily nap. The man offered to Iblis to come visit him in his court the next day, so that justice would be done for him. The man waited for the Iblis the next day, but he did not turn up. The next morning, he waited for the Iblis to return, but he did not return again. Finally, in the afternoon, right before the man was about to take his nap, Iblis came and started banging on the door. The man is still calm, questioned him, did not I tell you to come to my court yesterday, but you failed to appear, nor did you come this morning. To this, the Iblis replied, Sir, my enemies are very wicked people. When they learned that you were sitting in your court and would force them to give back to me what was due, they agreed to settle the matter out of court. But as soon as you left your court, they went back on their promise. The conversation continued for a long time. Where he missed his usual nap, the man asked Iblis to visit his court again to settle matters. Once again, the man waited patiently in the court, but Iblis did not visit. When he returned home that day, he felt very tired because of the lack of sleep. He asked the family members not to allow anyone to knock at the door. Iblis once again tried to disturb his sleep so he would not be able to fast, pray, and hope. He would grow in anger, but when he tried knocking on the door, the man's family members stopped him. Iblis was determined. He forced another way into the man's home and started knocking at the door of his room. The man saw Iblis had come inside the house while the door remained shut. Then he suddenly became aware that the man standing before him was Iblis and asked him, "Are you the enemy of God?" He admitted that he was Iblis and remarked, "You have thwarted all my plans and frustrated all my efforts to entice you in my design. My intention was to make you angry somehow so that one of your claims before Yesa could be proven false." It was because of his episode the man was given the title Dhul-Kifl, a title meaning possessor of or giving, a double ritual or portion. The literal meaning of Dhul-Kifl is possessor of the fold. What we know about him is that he was the righteous man and company of the good, who was also extremely patient. This is based off two mentions of the Dhul-Kifl in the glorious Quran. وإسماعيل وإدريس وذي الكفل كل من الصابرين وأدخلناهم في رحمتنا إنهم من الصالحين.